The spectacular 5-part series called Earth, A New Wild takes you to 29 different countries to explore the relationship between humans, the planet's wildest animals, and its impact.
Same dock. Same season. Same ocean. But very different fish.
Welcome ecologist Im Sanjin, host of the new PBS series Earth, A New Wild. Now Sanjin, where are some of these places that you're taking us to in this series?
It's really, the question is, where didn't we go? We went to 29 countries, as we said, and you know, everywhere from the smallest and most remote atoll in the middle of the Pacific to the Arctic, to Uzbekistan, to Zimbabwe, to Russia, China, India, and of course, quite a bit in the United States as well.
You have a wide range of animals as well. Could you just highlight a few of the animals we might see? Just a couple.
I mean, you're going to see pandas, right? You just keep saying pandas, pandas, pandas. You're going to see tigers. You're going to see chimpanzees with Jane Goodall. You're going to see whales and sharks, but different kinds of sharks that you've never heard of before. Really, vultures, fish in Lake Malawi, wolves, bears.
So common and not
Lions.
so common. So yeah, we did see there's some lions in there. The aim of this nature series is looking at it from a new perspective. Give us a few examples of how this perspective is different than other nature shows.
You know, we didn't want to do your typical nature show which just shows you nature in its splendor, but in isolation. You don't ever see a human, you don't see a wire, you don't see a road, you don't see anything, right? Except that spectacle. At the same time, we didn't want to do a show that's all about me, which is, you know, going, catching the animal and doing something to it. We really wanted to show you the planet as it really is. I mean, a wildlife spectacle is made even more spectacular when you realize that it's happening within the human context.
And you've said, you know, we got it all wrong when thinking about the relationship between humans and animals. Could you elaborate on that?
Well, I just think that, you know, humans are part of that picture. And we've been on this planet for several million years, or hominids have anyway, and we have incredibly influenced the planet, both good and bad. And I think the story is just richer and more interesting when humans are part of it. And frankly, it's only when we really start seeing ourselves as part of nature does the reasons for saving nature become evident, which is really in our own enlightened self-interest.
In this interaction, of course, is fascinating from the parts that I've seen. Of course, there's a measurable cost to it. Here's how Professor Jeremy Jackson, he's a marine ecologist from Scripps Institution of Oceanography, explains it.
There used to be a lot of big animals. We ate them. There used to be a lot of three-dimensional structure, mangroves, kelp forests, coral reefs. They're being leveled. There used to be very few bacteria and stuff in the water. Now there's massive cloud of bacteria. That is what's going on in the ocean today. That is the rise of slime.
Now, Jackson's just exploring one segment, the ocean segment. What are some of the other segments we're going to see?
Well, Jackson just sets it up, and I just want to make it clear that, you know, we don't want to not tell you what the planet is facing, but we want to use that as the starting point to move on. You're going to hear about grasslands and what makes grasslands so special and how all the animals and people and the interaction between the two is really what keeps grasslands productive. We go to the world's forests and ask this really simple question, are forests valuable while they're still standing? We look at fresh water, which is really probably the hardest show in some ways to make because it's such a difficult topic to really get into. But we do it in this incredible, spectacular way. Go to Uzbekistan, to the 4th largest freshwater lake on the planet that disappeared on our watch. And then we talk about our home, which is really the environment where we are coming into contact with big wild animals and what that looks like.
And there are still some wild animals here in the United States as well as, of course, elsewhere around the world. What do you hope this series will accomplish? Is there an accomplishment goal?
I want people to enjoy it, and I think they will. I want it to knock their socks off. I want people to say, I really didn't know that. And I want them to be visually stunned. And then I want them to get that tiny little bit of feeling that says, saving nature really makes our lives better.
Well, from the little I've seen, I think it will do just that. Dr. M. Sanjan, thanks so much for joining us and talking about this series. And I want to let folks know the first episode of Earth, A New Wild airs on February 4th at 9 p.m. right here on KPBS.